Hello and welcome back to Aiden and Dre Daily Cooking Crap in the Kitchen. Today we're making banana bread like everybody else. So what you're going to need is an egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, 1.5 cups flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon cinnamon, an eighth a teaspoon salt, and a half a cup of cashews. Of course, who could forget, you're going to need squishy old bananas. Now, what you can do if they're not quite squishy and old enough is put them in the freezer with their peel on, and they'll come out like this a few hours to a day later. Set those aside after you mush them up, and let's get on the dry ingredients. Put everything of the dry ingredients into a bowl, the cinnamon, the salt, the baking soda, and you're going to want to stir that all together. If you notice the Corelle cups we're using, those were props for a show that we did, and we bought them at a thrift store and fell in love with them. We use them for just about everything. They are great for getting all of the ingredients and necessities that you need ready to make something, so you have it all on hand and ready to go. And then they stack up very conveniently in the cupboard. 12 of them take up the space of 2 regular coffee cups. Now get out your mixer, and we're going to do the wet ingredients. 5 bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bananas are in this bag, all mushed together. Be careful when you put them in the bowl, don't spill. Now, when you use your mixer, you're probably going to want to use the paddle. The whisk, it'll get all jumbled up in there. The dough hook is not going to do a proper job mixing. I like to use the paddle. You're going to need 1 egg. Don't crack the egg on the bowl. Do your best not to get any shell in there. And of course, there goes a piece. I dropped some shell in. Dig it out. Make sure your hands are clean when you're sticking it in food. You know the rules. Again, with the rest of the wet ingredients, it is the vanilla. We are using a Frontier brand, not endorsing them or anything. It's non-GMO, organic, hooty, hippie. Add that in. You can measure it out, a capful, teaspoon, a half a teaspoon. Just don't go overboard with it. It's not a necessity, it's just a nice flavor additive. Start out on slow when you mix this, and be sure you do lock your mixer in place. A lot of these, like we have an older one, which we love, absolutely love. If you get a chance, you can go over to I Got It Used Reviews and see the review on this mixer. But a lot of the older ones do not have safeties on them. So if that pops open and catches on something, it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to run and cause injury and could hurt you. Now make sure it all gets blended nicely. You'll see there's no egg yolk anywhere. And we're going to start to add in the dry ingredients. A little at a time. You don't want to make a huge mess. When you do turn it on, it could throw it all around. And it just seems to mix much better if you do it slowly. There we go. Now we're going to add in the rest. Oh! Gently. Again, you don't want to make a mess. What are some of the recipes that you are making while you are on lockdown? Got the whole city locked down. Whole country locked down. The Kanye West. I love lockdown. So, what are some of the things? Let me know in the comments. Is there something you'd like to see us make? You want us to try something out? Again, let us know in the comments. We'll give it a whirl, see if it happens. One condition, no dairy. Sorry, I can't taste it then. Can't taste it, not making it. That's fair, isn't it? This looks like it's all incorporated well. Take your spatula and look for that. See the little chunks that are in there? Make sure those get pushed off of the paddle and mixed into the rest of the batter. Those are the little delicious banana bits. We're going to now mix in the cashews. Pretty simple. Dump them in and fold it. You don't have to fold it, but you don't really want to beat the holy crap out of it. We have our bread pan here with parchment paper in it. That is not waxed paper. Do not use waxed paper. You will have a stinky mess in your kitchen. Right now is a good time also to turn your oven on. Maybe you should have preheated that. 350. Ours doesn't take too long to heat up. It only takes a couple of minutes. But if you have an older unit or maybe one that just takes a while to heat up, maybe you got to get your frying pans out of it. It's an oven. It's not a storage containment unit. Just to be clear. There we go. Get as much of the batter in there as you possibly can. And then we are going to be moving it on over to the oven. Try to get it in the middle of the oven. Dead center up and down, dead center left and right. Stick a toothpick in. Is it wet? No. Stick a toothpick in. Is it dry? Yes. That took about 57 minutes to do that. Timing is going to vary depending on your oven. There you have it, banana bread. This is brought to you by Magic Box Productions. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy out there. I'm your host, Dre Daly.